Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Thalia, and this week I'm gonna continue working on the same project style I've been working on the last 2 weeks. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please check out my other videos that we have on the YouTube channel. I'm basically just creating realistic-ish landscapes using my own photographs. Um, so I'm just gonna keep it basic again. I have a lot of photos that I brought into the computer, and I have a bunch of ideas in my head. But as you might have saw in the last videos, it can get a little bit tricky. So let's see what happens. This specific image, it was actually taken in Cuba. What I wanted to do is, for some reason, I want to bring in the moon. I did that in the first week. I brought in the moon to a landscape. I believe it was a beach landscape. I wanted to change originally the sky, but I really couldn't find one that fit with the building for some reason. And I figured, wow, like this would look really cool with a huge moon behind it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use this image. It seems pretty good. I think this might even be the same image that I used originally in the first week, I mean. Let me actually go through NASA because they have better quality images. That one's taken a minute to load. Yeah, that's not a bad image. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead to Photoshop. Usually I would put it into another artboard, but I really don't want to change it too much in this image. Let's open that up. So I'm gonna try two things. First, I'm gonna try and put the moon directly into the image without editing the sky, but I feel like I might have to edit the sky a little darker. So let's do this first and see. I'm gonna change this for photography. It's not bad. Go ahead and copy it. Yeah, that definitely isn't gonna look good. So what I'm gonna do is change the sky. I'm actually gonna try to directly edit the sky from here instead of choosing another sky. It's gonna get a bit tricky because of the trees, but I could get rid of the trees at any time. If you hear a buzzing sound, that's this laptop, which is kind of weird. It'll stop in a second, hopefully. a little bit over here, and hopefully that'll work out. Just gonna actually select the trees. Okay. I've never actually turned a daylight sky into a night sky, so this should be really interesting. So as you see over here, these little spots that are missing, it's because I didn't mask it correctly, but I'll be able to fix that up really quickly. And at least this lamp is dark and all around it, so you can't really even see that I edited it too much. Okay, this little peak over here, I don't know if you noticed that. All right. So, I forgot to save the mask, so I'm gonna have to select this again. But now the computer knows what I was editing, so it was a lot easier to select this. I don't want this. And like before, I can just go and delete whatever I'm not gonna need. Yeah, that's good for now. Select the color. Trying to mess around with the color as much as possible. That didn't really do anything. Okay, that's not bad. Actually, what I'm gonna do over here is just I'll just keep doing this. This is what I'm comfortable with. There's always shortcuts to make things a little bit easier for you, but sometimes doing things manually always comes out better. That's something I always tell my students, because a lot of the time students want to figure out quick shortcuts to get things done right away exactly how they want it, and that's not always the case, especially when you let a computer do things for you, at least creatively wise. So yeah. What I'm gonna do after I finish selecting this is I'm gonna change the brightness of the background, and maybe by decreasing the brightness it'll make it look a little better. And this over here again. Oh, this little dot right here. Okay, that's good for now. Alright. Wasn't zooming out. Perfect. Okay, so that definitely looks more like a night sky. For some reason, I forgot that I'm gonna have to edit the building as well, because the lighting is definitely off. And not to mention, if the moon's gonna go behind it, there obviously can't be too much light here. But let's see what happens. I'm not sure if you noticed, like right over here, I don't think I actually colored it in. Yeah. So it was brighter than the rest, but now it's fine. And in this little corner as well. Okay. At least the building will definitely be a little bit easier to select. But who really knows? It's good anyways when you're editing pictures, even if you're just doing a basic editing, not adding like the moon or anything crazy. It's always good to select and mask things and edit them separately, like the sky versus a building, because there's different, obviously the sky only has like two colors, blue and white, unless there's like the sun is going down and there's pink. So if you're selecting certain portions of your image, you could bring out definition of each object in each section and really work with those specific colors by themselves. Because if you're working with things overall, the computer is basically reading everything. So it's taking all the colors into consideration. I think I'm gonna highlight this as well, this lamp, because I just, I don't know what it's gonna look like, so, oops, did that way too fast. Add this. I need to add this little building here. It's very small though. Should add this too. Okay. I'm gonna do the same edit for this. So we're gonna do curves. That was way too much. I kind of still want it to be a little bright, just to give it like kind of a fantasy feel. I do like that look to it, but not to the point where it's extremely bright and it's kind of like hurting your eyes to look at it. I think I went kind of overboard with the green. Okay. didn't mean to click that. So we're just gonna give it, oh, I never actually used that, so it did a pretty good job. So I'm just gonna keep doing that from now on. But as you see, it did do a little bit, a couple mistakes, but that's fine. It did a pretty good job. Let's take away this. Let's add the tips of this. Over here. Okay, that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and go to, what did I do over here? Selective color next. Ooh, that kind of looks cool. I think I'm gonna stick with that. This color only changes like the white in the building, but it makes a dramatic difference. All right, I like that. So I'm gonna group these to keep it organized. So we'll just say this is, I edit. Now I want to bring in this moon. I'm definitely gonna have to edit the moon as well. Okay, so I want to put this moon behind the building, but it's obviously on top, and I can bring it underneath the layer because it's one image. It's not a composition like where the building is one image and the sky is another. So I'm just gonna have to figure out a way around it. What I think is best, let's actually merge all of these together because I like this. So merge layers. Oh, that's why. Perfect. I'm just gonna select this top of the building. So let me just actually delete the moon. So not deleting. Okay. I'm gonna select this, just the top. I'm gonna copy it, paste it, leave it there, and then I think I should do the same for just the overall top of this building. I don't know why it selected it like that. Oh, because I was on the wrong layer. Something I always mention in my videos is to always remember that you're checking your layers and that you are on the right one, because every time I still forget, so it's really a common mistake. Okay, one thing I noticed is I didn't actually copy and paste the little stand thing or whatever this is, the antenna. But I can just I would have to get really close. Because I feel like it'll look weird without it. Let's try it out first because we're on a time crunch. I could always just add another one in. Right, so I'm gonna copy and paste that. Copy, paste. Perfect. Now let's bring that moon in. Oops. I didn't actually copy this. Okay, perfect. And because I placed it correctly, it looks like it's in between. Oh, but I didn't select this part. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if the moon would actually be that, I'm pretty sure it would not be that close. I mean that big if you were that close. Like we were in the mountains, but not high enough where a moon would look like that. So maybe I'm... That's not bad. Oh, and I just realized because I didn't have to actually copy the antennas because the bottom layer, which is the photo, still has the antenna, so you can see it. All right, now I'm gonna edit this layer. So we're just gonna go to adjustments, the same exact thing. I believe I did curves first. Yeah, that's definitely working. Okay, the darks are a little too dark. I think I would also, for some reason, I want to make it more yellow, like I did originally. So let's see how that works out. Okay, with that, let's go straight to selective color. The whites, yes. Now I'm gonna try maybe definitely the brightness. Brightness and contrast. I kind of like that. Oh wait, I meant to hit OK. what I'm gonna try now is, I got this to be really bright. I'm gonna go back into selective color and I'm gonna bring down the blacks like this. Yes, that looks so much better. Let's go to the neutrals now. I don't know why I like this better. Sometimes you just can't explain it, but now I'm gonna go. Maybe the saturation needs to be brought down. Okay, I kind of like that. I really like that actually. Okay, that's not bad. So, like in the other videos, I'm gonna go ahead and do an overall edit. Actually, instead of doing that, I'm just gonna go straight to the color lookup. So this one actually took a lot longer than I expected, but that's fine. This is like my favorite one that I always reuse. That kind of looks cool. I'm stuck between this one and, was it that one or this one? I like this one and this one. This is called the Futuristic Bleak, and this one is just a certain Kodak one. You should leave in the comments which one you prefer. So I'll just do it again. This is the Futuristic Bleak. I don't know why I like this. It looks like the beginning of like a sci-fi movie in a way. And then this one is the Kodak one. So number 1 is futuristic and number 2 is a Kodak. So leave in the comments which one you would prefer or which one you like better. I still am not sure. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna do both. So I'm gonna start with this one first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and flatten it. So this is where I give it like the film edit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go check out the other videos. I do this again because I want to make it look like it is an actual landscape, even if there's things like this where it looks really just not real. But I think it gives it a little extra something. Okay, so I like this. I'm gonna flatten it again. I'm gonna save it as a JPEG and do the same exact thing, but for the other edit. I'm gonna save this in the final. Okay. And I'm just gonna go back in my history. So we're gonna delete everything from there, go here, and choose this one. And if you think actually that the image looks better even without the film edit or an overall like filter like one of these, please let me know in the comments. Feedback is always important. It just helps you grow as an artist. Okay, so we're gonna flatten it. Perfect. File, save as. Oops. That's why you should always read what it's asking you, because you might override something. Perfect. Now I'm gonna unflatten it just to save the Photoshop file. I'm gonna save it without the new color in case I really end up just liking this one, because the more I'm staring at it, I actually don't mind it without the noise. I'm gonna save that, and then I'm also gonna save the Photoshop file. Okay, file. Actually,
en Toyota sabemos que el camino es más fácil si lo recorremos
okay.
unidos.
Oh,
Por eso
commercial.
te ofrecemos 0% de financiamiento en todos los híbridos Toyota. Visita
good grammar and spelling.
Okay, so this is an image I took in Colombia. And what I want to do is basically just change the background. I've been having a hard time with what I want to change what you're looking at. Because there's so many options. I was thinking I could do something like this. I don't know if you can really see it, but or we could do something like this. I was also thinking of trying out a few things, like a few options, and see which one I like. I feel like this would be a good one too. But then I also thought this would be a good one. So for now, I think I'm gonna go with think I'm gonna go with this one. I want to make it look like it's this image of the window was actually taken on in the middle of mountains, but I want to make it look like it's looking down on something, so as if it's on the tip of a mountain. I guess the tricky part is how I'm gonna fill in all of this, but I was thinking just hitting delete and then bringing in the other one like I did in the previous image we just worked on. Okay, so I think that's good. We can go ahead and delete. Actually, what I want to do is see if it selects, if it's able to take away. Yeah, no, that did not work like it did in the other one. All right, so I'm gonna do as many as possible at the same time. But since there's such a high contrast between the sky and the actual image, it really shouldn't be a problem. I think the trickiest part is gonna be like these edges where the curtain is, but we'll see. I'm only going to do the top half, just so I can see kind of. Okay, that's not bad at all. So this little curtain area, I think I'll figure that out in the end, just because I don't want to focus on it too much right now, because it's gonna take a lot to, not a lot, but it's tedious to select just everything else. So right over here, I ran into a bit of trouble because of the telephone wires that are going across. The computer is trying to add the bars as well because of the telephone wires. So I'm just gonna do those separate. I don't know if you see it over here, it's selected it. Okay. See over here, did the same thing. So those would definitely have to be done by them, like, separately. See, it happened over here as well. Alright, so it's getting a little harder in these areas. So what I'm just gonna do, This might even be easier than what I was doing before. Because I don't want to be basically fighting with Photoshop and the computer about what to select. So this would be a lot easier. This was perfect for when you're selecting like buildings, really sharp buildings and things like that. I don't want to get rid of the portion of this lock, which I didn't even notice. So this part's going to be a little tricky, but nothing you can't do. Okay. So you see over here, I tried to like fix it and it didn't delete that little part, but those little details I usually think about when I put the other image underneath, because I feel like they also stick out a lot easier, so it's easier to work with. You're probably wondering why there's actually a lock in the window. Most places in Colombia and in a lot of other countries, you have locks in your windows because people come in and can come in and rob your house when you're gone. So yeah. It's not the best aesthetic wise, but the only good thing I would say about it, in my opinion, is that it creates more ventilation, especially when you're high in the mountains. So it's basically like your own personal AC in a way, if you want to look at the bright side of stuff, which I always try to do. And if you see over here, it didn't like delete whatever this is. I'm like also getting rid of these little like highlights that are on the bars, but oops. See, even I made a mistake there. This is actually supposed to be a part of it. trying to speed this up a bit. Alright. That's not bad for now. Oh, I actually didn't even... These are like the telephone wires. For some reason, I didn't select and delete them. Oh no, they aren't. Oh, okay. So what had happened was this bars basically have, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. They have like little mini bars that go across probably. Guess I must have forgotten. That's why maybe some of these. Like these little, this definitely is a telephone wire. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the other photo underneath, and then I'll go from there because I really want to kind of get a preview of what it looks like. Well, I want you all to get a preview of what it will look like. Oh wow, that looks awesome. Cool. All right. So now we can start cleaning this up. So right here definitely has to be fixed. I was on the wrong layer. I know you see this little like triangle that I created. But I'll fix that in the end. It's just the major parts that I want to get rid of. So although this does look awesome, I really still am thinking about what it looks like with another background. But I didn't do that great of a job here. No, these are supposed to be there. Like I would have to fix this over here. I can actually think about that in a few. So if you see over here, they have like the reflection, the bars have a reflection of whatever was there before. And here, sorry, I got tongue twisted. It worked out fine over here because, you know, it's the sky color. But in the bottom, you can see that over here, it's just not matching it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm either gonna highlight it and change it more green or just color it in. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna bring down like the add green, I'm sorry, and then I'm gonna bring down the brightness a bit because it does add depth to it. So I kind of don't really want to erase it too much, especially since the angle of the photograph is like to the side. visually it won't make sense if you can't see certain sides of if you can't see the other side of the bars. Like over here, I'm gonna have to fix it at, oh no, over here it shouldn't even be there. You can see over here, like this is the leftover parts of the other image. This over here, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix it. Oh, I didn't even see any of this. Let's see. Wow, that looks really cool. So over here, I actually even want to crop the entire image. But I'll do that later when I'm completely done. I'm just gonna get in here and fix that. It's very tiny. And if you see over here, I must have cut off that other part of the bar. So what I'm gonna do is just fix it up. Definitely not zooming in as much as I should, to actually be able to see everything good. Let's go in with this eraser. Alright, since we're running out of time, what I want to show you, I'm going to continue next week with this image, and then so we can kind of see what it will look like completely finished. Even though it looks pretty finished right now, but it's not. I want to see if adding a filter will change it up, but most importantly, I want to see what it looks like with a different background. And I'm going to continue with this landscape project. But my goal for next week is changing the background and to another one, and then I'm gonna create a landscape using multiple images again, and I'm gonna try to bring in more things from online. So whether it's like pictures of, like, put a couch or a table overlooking something, things like that. So we'll see how it works out. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what we worked on today. Well, what I worked on today. And then next week, if you enjoyed this video, please tune in again and see what I end up with. If this was your first week here, check out my previous videos to see the different styles I've worked with, or the different landscapes I created actually. So this is one version. So this would be, I guess, the first version. And I actually realized just now. I don't know if you noticed it, but I forgot to color fix this area over here because I was kind of rushing through it. So another example of why you always have to double check, but I'll fix that up and I'll show it to you next week, just to see how it looks like. So this is one version, this is the next. Oops. And yeah, these are the three versions together. The more and more I look at it, I don't like the futuristic bleak. I actually like this one a lot. So I'm between these two. Yeah, so let me know what you liked as well. So now that we have three options, you could tell me whether you like the futuristic bleak, which is number one. The second one would be the Kodak filter, and then the third one is just no filter at all. Just don't think about this part too much, okay? Thank you for joining me once again. If you like the video, like and subscribe, and check out all the other videos that we have here for you. Bye.